there are three type of regulations of gluconeogenesis. We have finished with the first and second, that is change in the rate of enzyme synthesis, and the second one was by covalent modification. So now comes the third one, which is allosteric regulation. So allosteric regulation, there are four types of substrate which can cause allosteric regulation. Number one is acyl coenzyme A. Number two is citrate, ATP, and AMP. Three is glucose 6-phosphate. And the last one is fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. So we'll address them one by one. Number one is acetyl coenzyme A. Now in fasting condition, this acetyl coenzyme A is generated by beta oxidation of fatty acids. Now इनका beta oxidation of fatty acids होता है, तो fatty acids कहाँ से आएंगे? They will come from hydrolysis of triacyl glycerol, that is hydrolysis of fat in presence of enzyme lipase. So triacyl glycerol which break down into free fatty acids and glycerol. This reaction takes place in adipose tissue. Fatty acids from adipose tissue, they will enter liver. In liver, these free fatty acids will undergo beta oxidation, resulting into acetyl coenzyme A, along with generation of a large amount of energy in the form of ATP. So beta oxidation undergo karenge free fatty acids, and the resultant products are acetyl coenzyme A and ATP. So this increased concentration of acetyl coenzyme A, on one hand, it will inhibit PDH. PDH is pyruvate dehydrogenase, which converts pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. And on the other hand, it activates pyruvate carboxylase, which is the enzyme of gluconeogenesis. So one hand, it will inhibit the enzyme PDH. On the another hand, it will activate the enzyme pyruvate carboxylase. So if PDH is inhibited, pyruvate cannot convert into acetyl coenzyme A. So it spares by inhibiting PDH enzyme. This oxidation of pyruvate is spared. It spares the oxidation of pyruvate. Thus, glycolysis will be slowed down. It will be slowed down. On the other hand, since it is activating the enzyme pyruvate carboxylase, which is the gluconeogenic enzyme, and pyruvate carboxylase converts pyruvate to oxaloacetate. And from oxaloacetate, glucose can be synthesized via gluconeogenesis. So it will stimulate gluconeogenesis by stimulating pyruvate carboxylase. So what is this acetyl coenzyme A doing? Which is derived from beta oxidation of free fatty acids. This acetyl coenzyme A, it will inhibit PDH on one hand. On another hand, it will activate pyruvate carboxylase. Thus, it will not convert pyruvate to, since PDH is inhibited, so pyruvate will not be able to convert into acetyl coenzyme A. So thus, by inhibiting this PDH enzyme, oxidation of pyruvate is spared, and hence glycolysis is slowed down. On the other hand, since this PC enzyme is activated, so pyruvate gets converted to oxaloacetate, which results into gluconeogenesis, which stimulates gluconeogenesis. So this is how action of acetyl coenzyme A on glycolysis and gluconeogenesis. Acetyl coenzyme A will inhibit glycolysis and will stimulate gluconeogenesis. This acetyl coenzyme A has been derived from beta oxidation of fatty acids, since it's a fasting condition. So in fasting condition, there will be beta oxidation of fatty acids. Now, this was the first allosteric substrate. The second one is citrate, ATP, and AMP. Citrate, as we all know, that citrate is the first intermediate product of TCA cycle. How is citrate formed? Glucose forms pyruvate via glycolysis. Glucose forms pyruvate by glycolysis. This pyruvate forms acetyl coenzyme A by oxidative decarboxylation in presence of PDH. And then this acetyl coenzyme A, it combines with oxaloacetate in TCA cycle to form citrate. So synthesis of this citrate, it indicates the abundance of TCA intermediates. Agar citrate ज़्यादा है, इसका मतलब there is abundance of TCA cycle intermediates. So the citrate will down regulate this enzyme PFK1, and hence glycolysis will be slowed down. अगर citrate ज़्यादा है, इसका मतलब TCA cycle के intermediates का already abundance है. तो अगर इनकी abundance है, तो ये citrate क्या करेगा? Down regulate कर देगा PFK1 को, inhibit कर देगा PFK1 को, and hence glycolysis will be slowed down. On the other hand, what is the role of ATP and AMP? See, these both are, if ATP is high, it indicates high energy status of the cell. If AMP is high, it indicates low energy status of the cell. This you can understand better in this slide. See, whenever there is energy requiring process, so ATP is hydrolyzed, results into formation of ADP. So when ATP hydrolyzes to form ADP, so ATP concentration will be decreased and AMP concentration will be increased. I'm repeating, ATP जब भी कोई energy requiring process होगी, जिस भी cycle में, जिस भी process में energy की requirement होगी, तो ATP जो होगा वो hydrolyze होगा, ADP में convert होगा, और जैसे जैसे ATP hydrolyze होगा तो ATP concentration तो कम होती जाएगी और AMP concentration बढ़ती जाएगी. One thing more, this AMP, it's is अगर जो ATP की small decrease in AMP, small decrease in ATP will result into several fold increase in AMP. बहुत थोड़ा decrease ATP में बहुत times का increase cause करता है AMP में, इसीलिए AMP is a very sensitive signal of energy status of the cell. It is an indicator of the very sensitive indicator of energy status of the cell. अगर AMP concentration ज्यादा है सेल में, इसका मतलब एनर्जी स्टेटस सेल का कम है, लो है, और अगर ATP की कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा है सेल में, इसका मतलब एनर्जी जो है वो सेल के अंदर increase amount में है. So I think you have understood what is the role, what is the status of this thing AMP and ATP, how they are how AMP acts as the energy status of the cell. जब भी कोई energy requiring process होगी तो ATP का hydrolysis होगा, ADP में conversion होगा, ATP decrease होता जाएगा और AMP increase होता जाएगा. A very small decrease in ATP causes several fold increase in AMP. Hence AMP is regarded as a very sensitive indicator of energy status of the cell. Now come to the previous slide. So PFK, it is a strong regulatory enzyme of glycolysis. As we know, it is a very strong regulatory enzyme of glycolysis and is subject to feedback control पे subject होता है इसका मतलब it is regulated by feedback control. Citrate का we have already done that. Citrate, what it does, it down regulates PFK1 and thus inhibits glycolysis. So come to the ATP and AMP. See, 90% of PFK1 is inhibited by normal intracellular concentration of ATP की. जब ATP concentration normal है cell में, तो 90% of PFK1 is inhibited. Thus, PFK1 is inhibited by ATP and it is activated by 5-AMP. As I told you, it is an indicator, very sensitive indicator of the energy status of the cell. When ATP is utilized in energy requiring process, forming ADP, it will lead to increased concentration of AMP. A relatively small decrease in ATP will cause a several fold increase in AMP. Thus, PFK1 is inhibited by increased concentration of ATP, and it is stimulated by increased concentration of AMP. So, energy status of the cell will decide the fate, will decide whether PFK1 should be activated or it should be inhibited. अगर ATP concentration ज़्यादा है तो PFK1 will be inhibited. अगर AMP concentration ज़्यादा है तो PFK1 will be stimulated. क्योंकि AMP concentration तभी ज़्यादा होगी जब energy कम होगी सेल में. तो अगर energy कम है तो PFK1 stimulate होगा ताकि glycolysis promote हो and energy can be derived. On the other hand, अगर ATP concentration ज़्यादा है, इसका मतलब energy already सेल में ज़्यादा है. तो अगर energy ज़्यादा है तो PFK1 should be inhibited so that glycolysis can be slowed down. अगर already ATP ज़्यादा है तो then is no need for more glycolysis. So ATP की increased concentration will inhibit PFK1. तो energy status of the cell जो है वो regulate करता है PFK1 को, and PFK1 फिर further decide करेगा कि quantity कितना carbohydrate की quantity undergo करनी होनी चाहिए glycolysis में prior to its entry in TCA cycle. That is, energy status of the cell will regulate PFK1 and PFK1 will further decide the quantity of carbohydrate that will undergo glycolysis, its prior entry to TCA cycle. Energy status of the cell अगर ज़्यादा है तो PFK1, जैसे कि for example ATP, it indicates high energy status. So अगर ATP concentration ज़्यादा है तो PFK1 will be inhibited. PFK1 अगर inhibit होगा तो it will not allow further uptake of carbohydrate. PFK block हो गया तो फिर जो ग्लूकोज का एंट्री है वो स्टॉप हो जाएगा. एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर AMP कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा है, मतलब एनर्जी लो है सेल के अंदर, तो PFK1 स्टिमुलेट होगा और ये अपटेक कराएगा, मोर ग्लूकोज का अपटेक कराएगा ताकि ग्लाइकोलिसिस जो है वो प्रमोट हो सके. ओके, आई थिंक इट्स क्लियर टिल हियर. Now AMP की on one side तो AMP is stimulating PFK1 and on the other hand it stimulates muscle glycogen phosphorylase. This we have done in regulation of glycogenolysis maybe, that AMP it activates muscle glycogen के phosphorylase को ये activate करता है so that glycogenolysis can be increased. So it increases glycogenolysis in muscle so that glycogen converts into glucose 6-phosphate, and glucose 6-phosphate further enters into the glycolytic pathway to generate pyruvate along with energy generation. So AMP on one hand, it stimulates glycogenolysis in muscle by stimulating glycogen phosphorylase, and on the other hand, it stimulates glycolysis in muscle by activating the enzyme PFK1. So we can say that increased concentration of energy, increased concentration of AMP, which indicates low energy level in cell, it will promote glycolysis and it will inhibit gluconeogenesis. How does it promote glycolysis? By stimulating enzyme PFK1, and it inhibits gluconeogenesis by inhibiting enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase is the opposite enzyme of PFK1. PFK1 एंजाइम है ग्लाइकोलिसिस का, और इसी रिएक्शन का ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में एंजाइम रिएक्शन को कैटलाइज करने वाला एंजाइम होता है फ्रक्टोज 1,6-बिस्फॉस्फेटेज. दिस इज अ ग्लूकोनियोजेनिक एंजाइम, दिस इज glycolytic enzyme. So increased concentration of AMP will stimulate PFK1 and will it inhibit fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase so that glycolysis should be increased and gluconeogenesis should be decreased. So this is how increased concentration of AMP will inhibit glycolysis and will stimulate gluconeogenesis. Now come to increased concentration of ATP. क्या करेगा? Conversely, increased concentration of ATP, which is the signal of high energy level in the cell. अगर ATP concentration ज़्यादा होगी तो it will inhibit glycolysis and it will promote gluconeogenesis by inhibiting enzyme PFK1, which is a glycolytic enzyme, and by inhibiting PDH, which converts pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. तो अगर ATP concentration cell में ज़्यादा है, इसका मतलब high energy level जो है cell में already high है. जब energy level high होगा तो glycolysis will be inhibited. So ATP will inhibit glycolysis by inhibiting PFK1, and it inhibits PDH so that pyruvate does not convert into acetyl coenzyme A. On the other hand, the citrate, as I told you, it's an indicator of intermediates of TCA, abundance of intermediates of TCA cycle. अगर citrate की concentration ज़्यादा है, इसका मतलब TCA cycle का जो intermediates हैं वो already abundant हैं. अगर ये already abundant है तो ये क्या करेंगे? Further glycolysis को inhibit कर देंगे by inhibiting enzyme PFK1, and it will stimulate gluconeogenesis by stimulating enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. सिट्रेट की कंसेंट्रेशन अगर ज्यादा होगी तो वो ग्लाइकोलिसिस को तो इनहिबिट करेगा और ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस को स्टिमुलेट करेगा. ग्लाइकोलिसिस को इनहिबिट करता है बाय inhibiting enzyme PFK1, और ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस को स्टिमुलेट करता है by stimulating enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. So the role of citrate is to inhibit glycolysis and to promote gluconeogenesis. Role of ATP is also to inhibit glycolysis and to promote gluconeogenesis, while the role of AMP is to stimulate glycolysis and inhibit gluconeogenesis. Now come to the third allosteric substrate, that is glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate किससे बनता है? Glucose से बनता है in presence of enzyme hexokinase और glucokinase. अगर liver, excuse me, अगर लिवर है और पेनक्रियाटिक आइलेट सेल्स हैं तो ग्लूकोकाइनेज एंजाइम कैटलाइज करेगा इस रिएक्शन को, और अगर एक्स्ट्रा हेपेटिक टिश्यूज हैं देन हेक्सोकाइनेज विल बी catalyzing this reaction. So glucose converts into glucose 6-phosphate in presence of either hexokinase or glucokinase. So glucose 6-phosphate जो hexokinase है, that is inhibited by its substrate its product, sorry. Hexokinase is inhibited by its product glucose 6-phosphate. ये कैसे inhibit करता है इसको? See, as we have seen in the previous slide, that increased concentration of ATP, it inhibits PFK1. इंक्रीज कंसेंट्रेशन ऑफ एटीपी है वो PFK1 जो ग्लाइकोलिटिक एंजाइम है इसको इनहिबिट करेगा. जैसे ही PFK1 इनहिबिट होगा तो ये क्या करता है? फर्दर फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट को एक्यूमुलेट कराएगा, बिकॉज अब फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट जो है वो फ्रक्टोज 1,6-बिस्फॉस्फेट में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि ये एंजाइम जो है PFK1 वो इनहिबिट हो गया. तो फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट जो है वो एक्यूमुलेट होता रहेगा, उसकी कंसेंट्रेशन इंक्रीज होती रहेगी. जैसे ही फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट की कंसेंट्रेशन इंक्रीज होगी, क्योंकि फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट एंड ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट आर इन इक्विलिब्रियम विद ईच अदर, सो ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट की कंसेंट्रेशन भी इंक्रीज हो गई, और जैसे ही इसकी कंसेंट्रेशन इंक्रीज हो गई इट विल इनहिबिट द एंजाइम हेक्सोकाइनेज व्हिच विल further inhibit the uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues. Just a minute, we'll go to the main cycle of gluconeogenesis. You can understand better there. Yes. See, phosphofructokinase, it converts fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. अगर ये enzyme inhibit होता है, this enzyme is inhibited by ATP. As I told you, this enzyme is inhibited by ATP and citrate. See here, you can see citrate. Citrate, it is inhibiting this enzyme, and ATP is also inhibiting this enzyme, and AMP is stimulating this enzyme. So phosphofructokinase, it is inhibited by increased concentration of ATP. ATP होगा तो phosphofructokinase को inhibit कर देगा. जैसे ही phosphofructokinase inhibit होगा, so now fructose 6-phosphate is not able to convert into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Thus, fructose 6-phosphate starts accumulating. Once this is accumulated, automatically glucose 6-phosphate will also accumulate because they both are in equilibrium with each other. So once glucose 6-phosphate gets accumulated, it will not allow further uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues. अगर already glucose 6-phosphate की concentration बढ़ जाएगी तो वो hexokinase को inhibit कर देगा, और जैसे ही वो hexokinase inhibit करेगा तो further glycolysis proceed ही नहीं होगा, इसीलिए वो further कार्बोहाइड्रेट की एंट्री पे भी इनहिबिट करता है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स की एंट्री भी इनहिबिट करता है इन एक्स्ट्रा हेपेटिक टिश्यूज में. आई एम रिपीटिंग वंस अगेन, since phosphofructokinase is inhibited by ATP, so fructose 6-phosphate will start accumulating because fructose 6-phosphate will not be able to convert into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Since this is accumulated, so glucose 6-phosphate will also be accumulated since they both are in equilibrium with each other. So glucose 6-phosphate agar accumulate hoga, it will inhibit the enzyme hexokinase, and which will further inhibit the entry of glucose in uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues. So I think this is clear how glucose 6-phosphate inhibits enzyme hexokinase. On the other hand, अगर ATP concentration कम है and AMP की concentration ज़्यादा है, तो AMP concentration अगर ज़्यादा होगी तो वो phosphofructokinase को stimulate करेगा. Phosphofructokinase अगर stimulate हो गया, activate हो गया, so this will convert fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate and glycolysis proceed, ending in the formation of pyruvate. So now क्योंकि fructose 6-phosphate अब फ्रक्टोज 1,6 बिसफॉस्फेट में कन्वर्ट हो गया है, तो इसका कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाएगा. अगर इसका फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट का कंसंट्रेशन कम होगा तो ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट का कंसंट्रेशन भी कम हो जाएगा. तो इसका जो हेक्सोकाइनेज का इनहिबिशन है वो हट जाएगा. इट विल डिसइनहिबिट enzyme hexokinase. So hexokinase ka inhibition by glucose 6-phosphate is decreased due to decreased concentration of glucose 6-phosphate. So now it will activate, it will stimulate the uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues. So more and more glucose can be taken up by the extrahepatic tissues, and more glycolysis can be proceeded. So AMP अल्टीमेटली क्या कर रहा है, फॉस्फोफ्रक्टोकाइनेस को स्टिमुलेट कर रहा है. फॉस्फोफ्रक्टोकाइनेस को स्टिमुलेट करेगा तो फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट कंसंट्रेशन जो है वो कम हो जाएगी, बिकॉज वो कन्वर्ट होता रहेगा फ्रक्टोज 1,6 बिसफॉस्फेट में, एंड फर्दर ग्लाइकोलिसिस चलता रहेगा. तो फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट कंसंट्रेशन कम होगी तो ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाएगी. तो ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट जो है वो हेक्सोकाइनेस को अब डिसइनहिबिट कर देगा, इसका इनहिबिशन हटा देगा. तो ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट जो है, क्योंकि हेक्सोकाइनेस का इनहिबिशन हट गया, तो फर्दर अपटेक पॉसिबल हो पाएगा ग्लूकोज का इन एक्स्ट्रा हेपेटिक टिश्यूज में. This is what is there in allosteric regulation by glucose 6-phosphate. Yes, here. Glucose 6-phosphate, it inhibits hexokinase. So as I told you, increase ATP hoga, inhibit hoga PFK1. There will be increased concentration of fructose 6-phosphate. Since these both are in equilibrium, so there will be increased concentration of glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate will inhibit hexokinase, so it will inhibit further uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues, thus decreasing glycolysis and increasing gluconeogenesis. On the other hand, if there is ATP concentration is decreased and AMP concentration is increased, so this increased AMP will activate phosphofructokinase 1. So if this is activated, so it will decrease the concentration of fructose 6-phosphate by converting fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Thus, the concentration of fructose 6-phosphate is decreased, and since fructose 6-phosphate and glucose 6-phosphate are in equilibrium, so it will automatically decrease the concentration of glucose 6-phosphate. Once glucose 6-phosphate की concentration is decreased, it will disinhibit hexokinase, इसका inhibition हट जाएगा, and which will further stimulate the uptake of glucose in extrahepatic tissues, thus increasing glycolysis and decreasing gluconeogenesis. So this finishes the third regulation. Come to the fourth one, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. See, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, this is a very strong activator of PFK1 and inhibitor of fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase. Again, it will be better to understand by the previous figure. Yes, you can look here. This I will explain the hormonal regulation I've explained in my last session also. We'll take today the allosteric regulation by fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. See, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, which is an intermediate product of fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate से पहले बनता है fructose 2,6 bisphosphate और उसके बाद बनता है fructose 6,1,6 bisphosphate. So pehle, when the intermediate fructose 2,6 bisphosphate is synthesized, it will allosterically activate PFK1 and it will inhibit fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase. PFK1 is a glycolytic enzyme. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase is a gluconeogenic enzyme. So this fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, इसकी increased concentration अगर होगी तो fructose 2,6 bisphosphate तो allosterically PFK1 को activate करेगा ताकि fructose 6-phosphate gets converted to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate and further pyruvate can be synthesized. On the other hand, अगर fructose 2,6 bisphosphate concentration कम हो जाएगी तो what will happen? This will be activated. Fructose 2,6 bisphosphate की concentration अगर ज़्यादा होगी तो PFK1 will be stimulated and fructose 1,6 bisphosphatase will be inhibited. Thus, glycolysis will be stimulated and gluconeogenesis will be inhibited. Now, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate कैसे बनता है? It is synthesized in presence of enzyme PFK2. PFK2 and it is broken down in presence of enzyme fructose 2,6 bisphosphatase. Again, PFK2 is a glycolytic enzyme and fructose 2,6 bisphosphatase is a gluconeogenic enzyme, but both the enzymes, they are included in single enzyme. That is, both the catalytic activity of both the enzymes is present in one single enzyme. That is why this enzyme is called as bifunctional enzyme. The same enzyme, it consists of the catalytic activity of these two. इसके अंदर PFK2 की भी कैटालिटिक एक्टिविटी होती है और फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेटेज की भी कैटालिटिक एक्टिविटी इसी सेम एंजाइम में होती है, इसीलिए इस एंजाइम को कहते हैं बाय फंक्शनल एंजाइम. बट द मेन थिंग इज दैट वन, इसका जब एक कैटालिटिक कंपोनेंट एक्टिव होगा, जब PFK2 इसका एक्टिव होगा तो इसका फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेटेज इनएक्टिव होगा. ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर PFK2 ये इनएक्टिव होगा तो फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेटेज जो है वो एक्टिव हो जाएगा. तो अगर PFK2 एक्टिव है, जब PFK2 एक्टिव है तब फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट से बनता है फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेट और ये फर्दर PFK1 को स्टिमुलेट करेगा ताकि फ्रक्टोज 1,6 बिस्फॉस्फेट बने और ग्लाइकोलिसिस प्रोसीड हो. लेकिन अगर इसका फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेटेज कंपोनेंट एक्टिव है तब फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेट वापस ब्रेक डाउन हो जाएगा टू फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट एंड अल्टीमेटली ग्लूकोज विल बी सिंथेसाइज्ड, सो दस लीडिंग टू ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस. नाउ ये जो फ्रक्टोज, ये जो बायफंक्शनल एंजाइम है, दिस बायफंक्शनल एंजाइम, दिस इज अंडर एलोस्टेरिक कंट्रोल ऑफ फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट. ये बायफंक्शनल एंजाइम जो है ये इसके कंट्रोल में होता है फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट. फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट करता है, क्या करता है फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट? इसके PFK2 कंपोनेंट को तो एक्टिवेट करता है और इसके फ्रक्टोज 2,6 बिस्फॉस्फेटेज कंपोनेंट को इनहिबिट करता है. Fructose 6-phosphate, this bifunctional enzyme is under allosteric control of fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate, it stimulates, it activates PFK2 component, and fructose 6-phosphate, it inhibits its fructose 2,6 bisphosphatase component. Now, agar fed state hai, when there is fed state, so there will be increased concentration of glucose. Increased concentration of glucose will form glucose 6-phosphate. This glucose 6-phosphate will form fructose 6-phosphate. Once fructose 6-phosphate ban gaya increased amount mein, it will stimulate PFK2 component and it will inhibit fructose 2,6 bisphosphatase. So when PFK2 is stimulated, so now what will happen? This fructose 6-phosphate gets converted to fructose 2,6 bisphosphate. So once fructose 2,6 bisphosphate is formed, it will further allosterically stimulate PFK1. When PFK1 is stimulated, so fructose 6-phosphate will make fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, and which will further, after many reactions, will form pyruvate. Thus, glycolysis is increased in fed state. I am repeating again. अगर फेड स्टेट है, ग्लूकोज की कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा होगी, ग्लूकोज 6 फॉस्फेट ज्यादा बनेगा, फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट ज्यादा बनेगा. फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट इस बायफंक्शनल में पीएफ के 2 कंपोनेंट को तो स्टिमुलेट करता है, एक्टिवेट करता है, और फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज को ये इनहिबिट करता है. तो फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट पीएफके2 को स्टिमुलेट करेगा. पीएफके2 जैसे ही स्टिमुलेट होगा तो फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट से बन जाएगा फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट. 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट पीएफके1 को स्टिमुलेट करेगा और फ्रक्टोज 1 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज को इनहिबिट करेगा. तो ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस तो इनहिबिट हो जाएगा और ग्लाइकोलिसिस स्टिमुलेट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि पीएफके1 जैसे ही स्टिमुलेट हुआ फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट से बन जाएगा फ्रक्टोज 1 6 बिसफॉस्फेट. बहुत सारे रिएक्शंस के बाद पायरुवेट बनेगा in process of glycolysis. Thus, in fed state, fructose 6 phosphate is formed in increased concentration. PFK2 is stimulated. Fructose 2 6 bisphosphate will form an increased concentration. It will allosterically stimulate PFK1 and inhibit fructose 1 6 bisphosphatase, thus leading to glycolysis. Glycolysis will be promoted. On the other hand, अगर fasting condition है तो ब्लड में ग्लूकोज लेवल कम हो जाएगा. इन रिस्पॉन्स टू लो ग्लूकोज लेवल ग्लूकागॉन is secreted. Glucagon will form cyclic EMP by activating enzyme adenyl cyclase. Now, this cyclic EMP की increased concentration will activate further enzyme cyclic EMP dependent protein kinase, and this enzyme will phosphorylate this bifunctional enzyme. जैसे इस bifunctional enzyme में phosphate attach हो जाएगा, इसका PFK2 inactive हो जाएगा and fructose 2 6 bisphosphatase will become active in nature. So once PFK2 is active, it is inactivated and fructose 2 6 bisphosphatase is active in nature, fructose 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट जो है वो ब्रेक डाउन होने लग जाएगा fructose 6 फॉस्फेट में, बिकॉज अब fructose 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज जो है वो एक्टिव हो गया और PFK2 इनएक्टिव हो गया. तो क्योंकि PFK2 इनएक्टिव हो गया तो अब fructose 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा, रादर इसका ब्रेक डाउन होगा बिकॉज ऑफ एक्टिवेशन ऑफ दिस एंजाइम fructose 2 6 bisphosphatase. So it will hydrolyze this fructose 2 6 bisphosphate to fructose 6 फॉस्फेट. तो इसकी कंसंट्रेशन जो है वो डिक्रीज हो जाएगी. सो फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट की कंसंट्रेशन अगर डिक्रीज हो गई तो नाउ दिस विल नॉट एक्टिवेट दिस एंजाइम. PFK1 is not allosterically activated and fructose 1 6 bisphosphatase is not inhibited. इसका इनहिबिशन खत्म हो जाएगा जैसे इसका इनहिबिट, क्योंकि इसकी कंसंट्रेशन अब जो है वो डिक्रीज हो गई. डिक्रीज क्यों? क्योंकि ये वापस ब्रेकडाउन हो गया फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट में. तो इसके ब्रेकडाउन में क्या होगा, फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट की कंसंट्रेशन डिक्रीज हो गई. इसकी कंसंट्रेशन डिक्रीज होने से इसका स्टिमुलेशन, इसका एक्टिवेशन खत्म हो जाएगा और फ्रक्टोज 1 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज का इनहिबिशन खत्म हो जाएगा. जैसे इसका इनहिबिशन खत्म हो जाएगा, फ्रक्टोज 1 6 बिसफॉस्फेट will form fructose 6 phosphate, which will form glucose 6 phosphate and which will ultimately convert into glucose. Thus, gluconeogenesis is promoted in response to low blood glucose. अगर blood glucose low है तो ग्लूकागोन सिक्रीट होगा. ग्लूकागोन क्या करेगा, इस बायोफंक्शनल एंजाइम का फॉस्फोराइलेशन कॉज कर देगा. इसके फॉस्फोराइलेशन कॉज करते ही पीएफटी कंपोनेंट जो PFK2 कंपोनेंट है वो इनएक्टिव हो जाएगा एंड फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज कंपोनेंट्स बिकम एक्टिव इन नेचर. सो जैसे ये इनएक्टिव हुआ, सो नाउ फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट नहीं सिंथेसाइज होगा, रादर क्योंकि फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेटेज इज एक्टिव, सो दिस फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट विल ब्रेक डाउन टू फ्रक्टोज 6 फॉस्फेट. सो सिंस इसकी कंसंट्रेशन कम हो गई है फ्रक्टोज 2 6 बिसफॉस्फेट की, so PFK1 is not activated and fructose 1 6 bisphosphatase is not inhibited. Since इसका inhibition खत्म हो गया तो fructose 1 6 bisphosphate will break down into fructose 6 phosphate which will ultimately form glucose. So thus in fasting condition में gluconeogenesis is promoted and in fed condition glycolysis is promoted. So this is how fructose 2 6 bisphosphate जो है इसकी कंसंट्रेशन जो है वो रेगुलेट करती है ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस को एंड ग्लाइकोलिसिस को. दिस इज okay. Fructose 2 6 bisphosphate. This is the most potent allosteric activator of PFK1 and inhibitor of fructose 1 6 bisphosphatase. The concentration of fructose 2 6 bisphosphate, as I told you, is under substrate, allosteric control, and hormonal covalent modification. Is under control of substrate as well as hormonal control. Fructose 6 phosphate in presence of PFK2 forms fructose 2 6 bisphosphate. Fructose 2 6 bisphosphate in presence of fructose 2 6 bisphosphatase forms fructose 6 phosphate. These are components of the bifunctional enzyme. As I told you, this is a same enzyme hai, bifunctional enzyme, which consists of the catalytic activity of both of these enzymes. It's a bifunctional enzyme having catalytic activity of both PFK2 as well as fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase. Now, this bifunctional enzyme is under allosteric control of fructose 6-phosphate. मैंने बताया था fructose 6-phosphate जो कि fed condition में ज्यादा बनेगा. Fed condition में ग्लूकोज होगा, ग्लूकोज से ग्लूकोज 6-phosphate बनेगा एंड ग्लूकोज 6-phosphate से बनेगा fructose 6-phosphate. So this fructose 6-phosphate further क्या करता है, इसके PF2 कंपोनेंट को तो स्टिमुलेट करता है और इसके fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase कंपोनेंट को इनहिबिट करता है. So what will happen in fed condition? There will be abundance of glucose, increased concentration of glucose 6-phosphate बनेगा, तो increased concentration of fructose 6-phosphate बनेगा. और क्योंकि fructose 6-phosphate इसका allosteric, इस bifunctional enzyme का allosteric regulator है, तो ये fructose 6-phosphate क्या करता है, PFK2 component को activate कर देगा और fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase component को inactive कर देगा. क्योंकि PFK2 active है, तो इसलिए fructose 6-phosphate से बन जाएगा fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase. And we already know that this, fructose 2,6-bisphosphate बन जाएगा substrate. So fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, as we know that it is a strong allosteric activator of PFK1 and inhibitor of fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase. So fructose 2,6-bisphosphate की high concentration इसको activate कर देगी PFK1 को और fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase को inhibit कर देगी. Thus promoting glycolysis, stimulating glycolysis and inhibiting gluconeogenesis. तो अगर fed condition है, glucose की concentration ज्यादा है, तो glycolysis promote होगा and gluconeogenesis will be inhibited. उसके conversely अगर देखें उसके में, तो fasting condition में blood glucose level low हो जाता है, तो there will be secretion of glucagon, which will cause increased concentration of cyclic EMP. This cyclic EMP will activate cyclic EMP dependent protein kinase. ये enzyme क्या करेगा, इस bifunctional enzyme को phosphorylate कर देगा, thus converting PFK2 component into inactive form and converting fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase component to its active form. Fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase active हो जाएगा और इसका PFK2 component inactive हो गया. क्योंकि PFK2 inactive हो गया और ये fructose 2,6-bisphosphatase active हो गया, तो अब fructose 2,6-bisphosphate जो है वो hydrolyze हो जाएगा to fructose 6-phosphate, thus decreasing the concentration of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. इसकी concentration अगर decrease हो गई, तो now PFK1 is no more allosterically activated and fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase is no more allosterically inhibited. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphatase का inhibition हट जाएगा और PK1 का activation हट जाएगा, which will ultimately lead to increased gluconeogenesis and decreased glycolysis. So in fasting condition, gluconeogenesis will be stimulated and glycolysis will be promoted, and in fed condition, glycolysis will be promoted and gluconeogenesis will be inhibited.